My name is Karen Holton and I'm with Quantum Health Transformation. If you haven't done so already, check out my website at www.karenholtonhealthcoach.com, spelled KarenHolton, healthcoach.com. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Today I want to talk a little bit about a controversial subject that's considered a fringe subject, considered part of the conspiratorium, but I think there's a lot of validity to the information that's coming out, and I want to talk to you about things that you can do to protect yourself from some of these technologies that are affecting our health and also affecting the health of our societies and perhaps even the world in general. So the subject today is about Morgellons and about 5G. How can you protect yourself? So I'm a very energy sensitive person, an extremely energy sensitive person. That's why I'm able to get the downloads that I get and be able to form an interface and explore my options and get training from beings that don't live on this planet. What I mean by that is non-corporeal beings as well as corporeal, some from other worlds and certainly angels, and from some ancestors and some other pretty cool people who once walked on the earth. And so I'm very grateful for my opportunity to get these downloads and to be able to share the information with you. I want to say one other thing about Quantum Health Transformation. There's a free 9-step program. It runs in descending order, so you start at step 9 and you work your way up towards step 1. It's completely free. There are no strings attached whatsoever, and it's available under the free resources section of my website. So let's talk a little bit about Morgellons and 5G. 5G is a bandwidth of telecommunications. So we're right now we're operating on some pretty small oscillations, very fast and very short little oscillations in the bandwidth of most of our technologies. And these are being ramped up to a new program called 5G. And this involves carrier waves and other forms of telecommunications that relies on waves and frequencies and bandwidths. And so the thing is, most things in nature, in fact almost everything in nature, has a very relaxed, easy bandwidth. So the antennas that we use for some of the more healthful forms of telecommunication are very large antennas because the waves are very large and very relaxed, and they just sort of flow very much like this. The frequency of the Earth at one time was 7.83 hertz, which is not very much. It's very low frequency. And all the crystals that we're familiar with all operate in the kilohertz, well actually the hundreds of thousands of kilohertz, but still in a fairly relaxed, nice bandwidth. What I'm representing here is the sine wave, or the oscillations between the pulses of the frequencies. So I'm not an expert about electricity or telecommunications, but I do know a few things and I want to share that information with you. So the new technologies that are coming out have these really tight spaced together oscillations, just looped up and down, 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 and down. They're also very narrow. Instead of being nice, long, lanky emissions, they're these little tiny, close together, and they can carry enormous amounts of data, which is why 5G has been why it's been introduced to our telecommunications as a mode of telecommunications. There's a lot of information out there about the effect it has on the human body and all living things on this planet, and there's a lot of concern for good reasons. And so what I want you to know is that there are things that you can do about it, things that are unbelievable, even unimaginable, but they still work. And that is what I recommend you do for protection. Well, first of all, I recommend you go out and do the research and find out all you can about 5G so that you know what you're dealing with. But then come back and try what I am now going to recommend, which is what I do in my own life to help protect me with 5G. Well, the first thing I do is I carry quite a bit of orgonite. I have a beautiful selection available in my shop on my website. And I use orgonite. Here's a little piece right here to show you. I use orgonite all over my house, and it helps me so much because what it does is it doesn't stop those invasive technology frequencies from coming in and surrounding me and passing through me. But what it does do is when those frequencies pass through the orgonite, they're retuned to the frequency of the crystal. So basically what that means is by passing through the orgonite, please feel free to watch my video Introduction to Zendome's Orgonite. There's a playlist on my YouTube channel. And I'll link it also to the end of this video in case you want more information about orgonite. But basically what it does is as those little tight little bandwidths of new technology pass through the orgonite, generally with the pyramid, they're absorbed up through the bottom and they're retuned, and they're concentrated at the halfway point, and they're constantly retuned, and they also are concentrated at the tip so that that restructured energy is now flowing all around me and in my home. And so it turns those little tiny oscillations into the nice, long, lanky ones that are very good for our mood, very good for our health. But beyond that, there's something else you can do, and I've learned how to do this. I've been taught how to do this, and I want to pass this on to you. And what my response is to build my own shield. And I build the shield in the etheric, or in my energetic body, which is actually includes my body, but forms a huge donut-like sphere around my body. And this is a toroidal field, and it's produced by my heart. And I recommend that you Google the Heartmath Institute to learn more about that, or there's videos by Greg Braden, and there are also many videos by Dr. Joe Dispenza and some other amazing people out there to help teach you about that energy, that heart energy. So it flows in a huge sphere that engulfs us. Now when we're not feeling very well and we're not doing very well, that is shrunk quite close to the body. But when we learn how to energize ourselves, and there's plenty of information on my YouTube channel and also on my website, much of it under the free resources section with no strings attached. Don't worry, you are not going to get any weird follow-up stuff from watching my videos. But anyway, if you watch those videos, you can learn how to have a very vibrant energetic body around you. Now, once we've learned to do that, we've done some detoxification, and we're operating in the energy frequencies that we desire, what happens is we have an incredible open door to an abundance of resources that are in the energetic realm that aren't necessarily in the 3D realm. Now, all healing and all protection and all learning and everything is very much top down, but you access it from within. And so what I've done is I've constructed a shield, which is a sphere, so it completely surrounds my body. And within this sphere, what I do is I am able to mediate what comes into the sphere for my highest good and what has to leave my sphere because it's not serving me anymore. And I have oodles of applications, but I think probably to keep this video short, I will talk about specifically shield building in a very near future video. But I want you to know that you have intense amounts of creative power, and you reign supreme in your own realm. So take good care of the body temple. take very good care of the body temple, and it will totally take care of you. So you can have a shield that can protect you from 5G. More about that on another video. But hand in hand with that, I also want to talk about Morgellons. Morgellons is basically particles that are artificially distributed throughout our atmosphere, and they are a technology, and we believe that they are a big part of geoengineering. And what happens is these tiny particles, often called smart dust, are on their own not really much use, but when they come together, they automatically, because they're built in with AI, what happens is they're able to reconstruct within the body, and they're able to do all kinds of things, but primarily control you and zap you of your beautiful creative energy. And so what happens is these Morgellons, they need a specific environment in which to thrive within the body. So again, if you go to my Quantum Health Transformation free, no strings attached, 9-part training course, I will teach you everything you need to know for detoxification and for building up the temple body. I'm in the process of redoing it to make a 2.0 version because it's been several years since I came out with the original information, and I've since downstepped other information that actually brings it to the next level, because I know that a lot of you are ready for that now. So getting back to Morgellons, they need an acidic environment, just like cancer and almost all diseases. They need inflammation. That is an environment that they thrive in, and through the inflammation and an acidified body, they thrive. But guess what? The secret is they cannot live in an alkalized body. Now some people go, oh well, I take baking soda or I take other substances that help to alkalize their body, but that's not the best way to do it, and I'll tell you why. It's because you need strong stomach acid to break down your foods, to break down the bonds between the different molecules and create the atoms and the restructuring that the body then does with the healthy components from foods. And we can't do that if we're putting baking soda and stuff that's alkalizing the stomach. So what we need to do is keep the stomach very acidic, but we need the rest of the digestive system to be more alkaline. And digestion begins in the mouth with a very alkaline environment. It works down to an acidic environment, being the stomach, which breaks down proteins and amino acids and things. And then we need the upper digestive tract, which is your, it's called your small intestine because it's narrow, but it's actually longer than your large intestine. So it's a bit confusing. But anyway, what you need is an alkalized environment, so then you further break down the foods. But the other caveat to all of this is nutrition is absolutely fundamental for your physical health, your emotional health, and your spiritual health. So you need to alkalize your body by eating real food. Your body knows what to do with real food. But if you're eating fast food, processed food, anything with sweeteners in it, if you're consuming alcohol that's just that cheap, horrible stuff they're passing off as wine and beer and craft beer and things like that in the liquor store, it really screws up your system. It screws up your whole gut biome, so you can't digest and absorb your foods. If you eat just one thing that has processed food in it, what happens is it takes your gut biome 2 weeks to recover. So if you're thinking, oh, I eat really healthy during the week, and okay, I have, you know, some junk food on the weekend, I'm doing okay. No, you're not. You are willingly sacrificing yourself to geoengineering, bioengineering, and all kinds of other things. So then, you know, boo-hoo, we get cancer and we get all these horrible diseases and we're pulling these strands of Morgellons out of our body. But guess what? You need to learn to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you take good care of yourself and you feed yourself a biologically appropriate diet. If you want to know more about my opinions and my experiences, not health information, but my opinions and my experiences, please go and watch my video called The Only Ascension Diet, and also watch the video called How I Gained Almost 200 Pounds. Because I've learned through experience. I'm an experiencer. I do research to get maybe a little bit more information on my experiences, but my experiences are my experiences. And you've got your experiences. If you give yourself half a chance, you'll be amazed at what your body will do for you. And so once you alkalize your body, you decrease your inflammation, you have an environment that functions as it's supposed to function, and also things like Morgellons, it just rolls over and dies, and you pass that stuff out with your regular detox. As for 5G, you build a shield, and you build it in the 4th and 5th dimension, and I'm going to come back and teach you how to do that. I've actually got a video, but I make so many that I don't really remember which one I put it in, so I'm going to make another one and just devote it to that. So please, take care of your temple body. Think about getting some orgonite, especially ethically sourced and properly energized orgonite. Please do look at my orgonite videos. And take good care of yourself, because you know what? Nobody's coming to save us. We can save ourselves. We can save ourselves. And when we do that, we create paradise on earth. And I'm really looking forward to it, and I totally believe it's doable. And I think maybe you're someone who wants to live there too. So do take care of yourself. I love you all so much. I feel you, and you're doing the best you can with what you have to work with. Sometimes it's not a lot. Sometimes it is. But no matter where we're at, we can always get to a better place. It's not far away at all. And I'm here to help, and so are a whole bunch of other people. So I love you. Have the best day ever.